Officially, the bookies' hot favourites to win.
Speaking about skating and dating, Dancing on Ice's Sam Attwater. But first, let's see him in super sizzling red-hot action.
This is what they want.
You guys are going to be around in this competition for a long time yet.
I love the connection between the two of you.
Sam and Brianne.
This is a semi-final performance.
You're like a skating Viagra.
Sam and Brianne.
You are progressing and refining every week.
You're going to be getting 10 very, very soon.
Sam and Brianne. And Sam is here, but not Brianne, because she's poorly. What's the matter?
Yeah, well, we went out for dinner last night, and she's been up all night, so...
Oh, no.
Oh,
yes.
dear.
Yes.
Oh, poor Brianne. Well, we send you our love.
You don't want that on the ice, do you?
No, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
don't.
Heavens,
Poor Brianne.
Bob, it's slippy enough on there as it is.
Stop it. But talking about Brianne, this was the partnership that you wanted, because obviously Kieran Richardson skated with Brianne last year, and you guys worked together. So this went right from the beginning. When you looked at all of the professional skaters, you went, she's the one.
Yeah, well, we briefly met last year because Kieran said come down to the show, so I came down to the rehearsal last year, and we met briefly because of EastEnders filmed at the same studios. We were stuck in the hotel because of the snow. She was in the hotel, and we met briefly for about 5 minutes, and then excuse the pun, but the ice had already broken, so it was kind of, we'd already met, and I thought, you know, we can get straight on with the skating, and obviously she's
hot.
Yeah, there we go.
So how did it all progress then? I mean, we'll get, and by the way, this will not be your entire interview. We'll get all of this done, and then we'll move on to the skating. So when did you think, hang on a second, you know, this might be a little bit more, there might be more to this?
I don't know, like, we just started skating and just clicked, and it was I mean, when we first met on our first meet and greet, straight away afterwards we went for a drink and said, should we go for a drink and so on, and we had some dinner, and you know, we just chatted.
Well, you've met her parents, haven't you?
Yes, last week.
How was that?
They're lovely, but her dad's very proper, and that was kind of like...
that's his little girl.
Hello, Miss Stelcourt. Hello, Miss Stelcourt. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're lovely, and we went for dinner last week with my parents and her parents and so on. It was really nice, yeah.
So her parents have met?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness me.
Yeah.
This is
really
moving on
good.
at pace.
Yeah,
it certainly is.
It is a pace, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's fine, you know.
But what it does do, I mean, as well as obviously being a lovely relationship with the two of you, it gives you that proper connection on ice that you can't just manufacture, can you?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and you also... I think everyone has a connection with their partner because you spend so much time together on the ice, off the ice. You know, you spend... I don't want to say it sounds like a marriage, but, you know, it is. You spend so much time together, and you get to know each other so quick. A week seems like a year. It's odd.
Well, the whole relationship is intense, knowing what you've got to do. Because you have that time, the initial training, when you've got quite a bit of time to find your feet, get yourself around that first routine. And then from then on, once you're through, week after week, then that's the week, learn the routine. Another week, learn another routine.
We only got a choreography yesterday, so I think you get about 8 hours. You do 2 hours each day on the choreography, so
that's nothing.
8 hours to put it together, yeah. And then of course, but you see what it's like at the weekend on the studios. You don't get much time on the ice, do you? Because we're running everything.
So I mean, so far you've been top of the leaderboard every week, haven't you?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, obviously fantastic, but I mean, what sort of pressure does that put you under?
Well, that's the thing, and before we even started skating, they were saying Sam Attwater's bookie's favourite, and it puts a massive pressure on because no one had seen me skate, and then being top of the leaderboard, you have to maintain that, obviously. You want to maintain it, you want to be top of the leaderboard every week, and then, I mean, people are catching up as well. I mean, at the first, I was ahead by some distance, and each week...
The gap's closing. Which is... Is there anything that hasn't been done before that you really want to have a go at? Because I'm just trying to think, because the girls normally, like the celebrity girls, do the headbanger and things like that. We've never had a boy attempt to do something.
Yeah, no celebrity boy's ever done the headbanger, so that's something that I'd really like to do.
That would mean that Brianne would have to spin you round. How's that going to work?
No, him spin Brianne around.
Oh, right, OK. So she's never going to do that. She's tiny.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Would she be happy about that?
Well, we've been practicing it, so we're working on it at the moment.
Have you?
Yeah, so hopefully in the next few weeks it'll be there. But
Gosh, she is so brave.
I know. I think that helps, though, because we trust each other off the ice. We have the trust on the ice.
Yeah.
But we want to kind of make some new moves. And
Nude?
New.
Oh, new.
That hasn't been done on there before. No?
Nude skating, no.
Yeah.
New moves, so that stuff that's no one's done before.
Yes.
New lifts, and so we're experimenting with things and stuff that's there, but kind of twisting it in our own way.
Well, it's interesting because we were saying backstage last week when we were watching you skate that we've got the skills now involved, and you've got the jumps and the steps and that sort of stuff, the twists. But you did all 3 skills in your routine last week. I mean, there can't be any of those that are worrying you at all.
The jumps this week are, I'm doing a combo of jumps this week, so I go one straight into another one.
Yeah.
And I've never really worked on the jump side of things, so this week's, yesterday was, I went down quite hard yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, onto my hip.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the jumps this week, and I'm not very good at spinning either, so I don't know whether...
So you've all got your own challenges, haven't you? Even though it seems that you're very confident on the ice with the footwork, actually, there you have your own things that you've got to try and master.
Yeah, it's a funny... There's so many things. There's the characters, like that number was the character number last week. This week I've got a real character number, so you've got that to bring onto the ice as well as everything else. And it's funny, like, when watching it, you think... like last week's routine felt to me like it was sloppy and everything else. Then you watch it back, and it looks a lot cleaner, but you can't, because you're feeling it away, you don't see it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What made you want to do it? Because you were a fan of the show, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I went to see the rehearsal last year, like I said, and to be honest, I watched it and went, I would never do this, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this. And then when I got asked to go and audition, I thought I'd go along.
And is it what you expected it was going to be?
It's a lot harder than I thought it'd be. A lot harder. I didn't really... And like in previous years, I'd read, oh, my body's aching, and I'd be like, oh, come on, get over it. It's not that hard. And it really is.
Well, I know you've hurt your knees.
My knees, my shoulder, my hip, yeah.
Let's
I'm
take
about
some...
40 years older than I should do.
Quick-fire questions from the hub. A minute's worth of questions in the hub.
What you got, Samantha?
Well, Jess Jane on Facebook wants to know how you feel about wearing the outfits on the show.
I've been quite fortunate so far that I haven't had to wear anything too daring, although pink I've worn and... but no, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm enjoying it. To be honest, it gets to a point where you're like, I haven't got as many sequins as that person. Why have I not got as many sequins?
It happens to
Yeah, it does.
Another question?
Emma Davies on Facebook says, how difficult is it to hold Brianne in the air and skate at the same time, and does it frighten you?
It doesn't frighten me. When I first started, you do so many lifts off ice, and you can just do them, and then put them onto ice, of course, because you go too far back, you go and she goes, and so on. But you work in it off ice and build it up off ice, and then it comes.
So right, that's the way to do it.
Build it up
Don't just
slowly.
go straight on and do it there.
Yeah, build it up.
One more.
Jane on Facebook says, what's the hardest move you've had to learn so far?
Hardest move so far would have probably either the jumps this week or the step sequence last week.
Okay.
We'll look forward to your jumps
on Sunday.
this week on Sunday.
Send our love to Brianne.
Yes, absolutely.
I will do.
Nice to see you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
That's it for today. On tomorrow's show, Corrie's Maria. Plus, we've got Ant and Dec with the behind-the-scenes exclusive. They start with Push the Button over the weekend. So we'll see you.
And it's my birthday tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
30.
I wonder what hat Boy George will have on today when he pops by to see the Loose Women. You can see for yourself next. Then who'd pass up the opportunity to walk into a stranger's house and start criticising it? For £1,000? Not many. May the best house win is at 2.
Nivea sponsors This Morning.